if you have a good product and you provide a good service, it's almost going to sell itself. And then you add the layer of marketing, and then you add your personal brand to it, and then, you know what I'm saying, then you add it on. Some people stray away from the actual base of what their thing actually is, the goods or the service that they provide.
Yo, we at it again, man. Third episode here at Choose to Create podcast. As you guys know, this is a weekly event. No, not a weekly event, but yeah. It's a weekly event. It's live, baby. We live. It's the show, man. So yeah, man. Today we got the legendary, the one and only Garry Louima from First Step Legal. Business lawyer out here in Fort Lauderdale doing this thing, killing it. Great advice, always give me great advice, you feel what I'm saying? So I feel like it was only right that we have him on the show, you know, so we could talk a little bit about some business, talk about like how he, his journey in starting this company and like how he goes about marketing his brand and, you know, how he kind of helps other company, you know, establish themselves and get themselves out there. You know, a lot of people talk about this entrepreneur thing, and they're like, entrepreneur, I want to be an entrepreneur. But you got to take the certain steps in building that dream team. Yeah. And when we talk about a dream team, we talking about, you know, your accountant. Yeah. You know, if you want to have a business, you know, it's not just going directly to Sunbiz. You want to have some good advisors around you, having a good accountant, you know, having that banker, building that relationship with your banker, you know what I mean? And of course, you need a lawyer.
Got to. Mandatory.
mandatory. So you guys know who I am, man. RJD from ContentFactory.media Group. And I'm here with my brother. You can introduce yourself.
Well, thanks again for having me. My name is Garry B, Louima, owner and founder of First Step Legal Solutions. And I practice corporate law and also do trademark law. And like you're saying, you know, entrepreneurship is a multi-step process, but I'm there to make that first step a whole lot easier. So as far as what I do, just representing businesses, representing business owners, whether it be you're in that startup phase or if you already have a business and you need some help, you know, operating business, whether it be contract drafting, even business litigation, or different commercial transactions is good as well. And also help with dissolution of businesses, so actually dissolving the businesses on the back end. And with that, I also protect your brand through trademark and trademark protection. And that's pretty much the gambit of what I do.
That's dope, man. So give me a little background of like, you know, a little bit background. Let the people know who you are, you know, where you from, you know, and yeah, just like tell me about like, you know, your upbringing, man. Where you I don't know where you from, bro. What's going on, man?
So one time, shout out to my people in Haiti. You know what I'm saying? That's where the blood's from.
Yes, sir.
My parents are born and raised in Haiti. I'm the first generation. Born and raised in the United States, born in Florida, Broward County to be specific. You know, been in Broward County my whole life. Went to Boyd Anderson High School, BA, shout out Cobras. From there, I went to college at FIU, majored in political science and international relations. At that time, I thought I was going to be a politician. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, I never
knew that.
Yeah. I really wanted to get into that space. And I just saw how much change, especially Barack. Barack really inspired me. Like, oh, man, a black man as a president. It was my first time in my life I even conceptualized, like, as a black man in office. I'm like, you know, look, I see him making some change. Let me make some change, too. But as I was studying all that stuff at FIU, I came across this class, International Political Economy. And it taught me how money flows throughout the world globally, and how different markets and industries are interconnected. And it really broke down how those things affect politics. So like money affects the politics. You know what I'm saying? Money is really economics. It's really the stronghold for change. So even something small, a school doesn't have books, we can go ask a politician, give us some more money, or if you already have the money, school automatically got books. You know what I'm saying? That's just a small scale example. So I just wanted to get more in the economic space. But even with the political mindset, I knew I had to go to law school because most politicians are lawyers. They got to know the law, got to know the game. So once I broke away from the politician route, still wanted to pursue law school, money, corporate, business. Let's do it. So that's how it all came about.
That's dope, man. I never knew about the politician part, but
yeah.
I thought you was just all the way business lawyer. I always knew you as a I always seen you at different events. I always go again, and you know I'm always covering different events, and I'm like, damn, this dude is everywhere, literally everywhere, speaking at these different panels, and I'm like, man, this guy's really crushing it, and I'm like really inspired by you, bro, like 100%, like you be outside for real, and I'm a go getter, but I'm like. One thing about Florida, when you grind and you're a go-getter, you're going to definitely bump into each other a lot. You're going to see the same people around the same circles a lot. So that was one of the things that I've noticed, you feel what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, man, when you made that step in, because, like, when you talk about going to school for law, right, and you become a lawyer, the first step, no pun intended, the first step is usually they go work for a law firm.
Yes.
And, you know, that's usually you work for a law firm, right? That's usually the route. And tell me about your journey, like when you left law school. Did you think about going that route? And like, what was that step going in this direction? Like starting your own law firm. What was that like?
So I went to Florida A&M, FAMU, for law school. And during my time there, I had 3 really great internships, which gave me a lot of insight, perspective, and experience, you know, in the legal realm. So I was already coming in with some experience, you know what I'm saying, as far as exposure to the law. But then after that, after law school, you know, like you said, traditional route, people go work for the government, people work for this or work for that, and then, you know, go off and do their own thing eventually. But those internships really gave me such deep experience. And my first internship was at the Legal Aid of South Florida, not too far from here. And from there, we were working on like complex litigation, class action suits. They threw me out to the fire. They're like, hey, we got clients coming in. You need to do the intake. Oh, we doing a deposition? You need to give me a list of 20 questions for the deposition. Hey, we need you to write a motion. And on top of that, shout out to Sharon Barasa. She was my supervising attorney. She was a professor at St. Thomas Law School, legal research and writing. So anytime I had to do research or anything I had to type up, she would review it and come back with, oh, this red ink. Red, wrong, say it like this, do it like that. And that really gave me so much insight because they treat me like I'm a lawyer. They didn't treat me like a law student at all. They're like, you know enough, do it.
You here.
Yes, that's it.
Sink or swim, boy.
And if I do something incorrectly, that's not how you do it.
Yeah.
And we're going to let you know. It's all out of love, of course. I still love her to this day. I call her my mother-in-law because she brought me in the game. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, I did an internship with Judge Kyle Evans. He's a black man, judge in Broward County, over in criminal courts. I saw a lot of different trials. And from there, he would bring me back to his chambers, and we would break down the trials. Every day, every other day, it was a trial. See what's going on, objections, this, that, and third. You'll go back like, hey, did you see where he could have missed that objection? I was like, yeah, let's talk about it. Do you see where he didn't cite the statute correctly? He could have brought up this case. Why didn't he do that? Because he didn't do his research correctly. So now I got to a point. I'm in this internship. I'm like predicting what these lawyers are going to say in trial. And then my last experience was a clerkship. I was clerking in the Middle District of Florida in bankruptcy court under 3 judges. And bankruptcy is where I really refined my love for, you know, business law. Cause I saw businesses break up. You know what I'm saying? This is the bad in the business or the restructuring of that business. So when a business is going bad and you go into bankruptcy, you got to check their operating agreement, their partnership agreement, their bylaws. You got to see what kind of contracts they got into, what kind of loans they took, what's going on. This partner got a divorce, so we got to see how that affects the bankruptcy estate, all these different things. So it really showed me how to reverse engineer business. I saw how you do business bad. So now I learned how to do business good, how to avoid all that stuff. And that's what I do on a day-to-day. And that really brought my insight. In addition to, like, growing up around a lot of different entrepreneurs, like my father, some of my uncles, they're entrepreneurs, just seeing in that mind space. So it was nothing for me to graduate, pass the bar, and start my own thing. I already had the experience, I already got the mindset, and I was confident to make it do what it do.
Nah, that's dope, man. And like, I just want to talk about some of the main points that kind of like stood out for me is like that critique. That hard critique session, like even me as a photographer, man, like I feel like those are the things that really like allowed me to level up. And I've noticed like some people don't like critique, you know, some people like take that personal. They get critique, but they don't actually apply the information, the feedback that they get, and like in just being able to just take things up to another level. That feedback loop, getting that feedback loop. putting the input, doing your studies, doing your grind, right? Putting in the work, having that output of like actually producing something, right? And then getting the feedback from the market or for getting the feedback from your mentors or the people that's in your field. That's what allows you to like, you feel me? That button hit me with the 1-2. But nah, man, like that's like really what allows you to like grow and hit that next level. So like how you were saying, like your mother-in-law,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She gave like very, very hard critique.
She did.
And talk to me about like, how did that feel? Like, I know you breezed through it, but that's like a really, really, really important thing. Like that feedback, like how did that feel? And how did you then take that feedback and apply it so you could level up and take your skill sets to a next level?
It goes back to right when you were explaining it. It brought me back to when I started playing sports. First sport I ever done competitively was track. And then in high school, I started playing football and track as well. Also ran track at FIU as well. But it's just it's coaching, right? The coach has the vision for the team, and the team go out there and execute it. We both want the same thing. So if somebody's critiquing you from a place of experience, y'all both want the same thing, which is the betterment of you and whatever it is that you're doing. So if you need to put the personal feelings aside to get to where you think you need to get to and where they see that you can get to. Because I could think I can get to 10, but I have a mentor, I have people who already know what's going on, they could get me to 20. You know what I'm saying? So I need to really learn what's going on and take in their experience so I can do it better. It's not about how I feel, they're not coming at me personally, just you can do this better, you can be better. And then accepting that. On the back end of that, you have people who hear those things and they think they're already perfect, they think they're already there, and they don't need to hear those things. And you see the difference in production over time. Those people. So if you're trying to be great, you got to surround yourself with people who know what's going on and who are already doing what you're doing at a high level, and then be able to receive that information, not just to replicate it, but to do it and put your own spin on it too. You know what I'm saying?
Say less. and that's or I know. Like that's why I've gotten a lot of times when young photographers, I'm showing them things that I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this since 2007.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, when I'm giving you feedback, you need to take notes. Yeah. You need to take that in. You need to like understand what's going on.
15 years ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? You've been in the game.
Yeah, consistently and really been putting out good work. But when I got feedback, I always took notes, and I always took that to another level, right? I always like really, really paid attention. It allowed me to like keep, like even like I had one of my mentors, he is always like, be mindful of the background, be mindful of like how you position the logos and the branding, because we're doing corporate work here. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure the branding and the logos and the different things are incorporated in each and every shot. Because it's not just about the person or the photo looking good. It's about making a marketable image that then they could take that and then use it everywhere, right? Exactly. So like when people say, "Oh, I know," or "Say less," and it's like, I know, say less. Both of them is like the same way of like being like, "Oh, here, be quiet. I already know what I'm doing," you know. But it's like once I start noticing that, it's like I start taking myself away. You know what I mean? But those things are important, and having that mentor, even with like your mother-in-law and that judge, the mentors like speed up the overall process.
Because they already been down the road, so they're gonna tell me where the potholes at, where to turn, where to stop, where to yield. But I've never been down that road. I don't have a Google Maps of how to get an A to B. I just see where the destination is. But they actually been down the road, so it's very beneficial for me to just pause and just listen, because I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? I think it was either Plato or Socrates that says, a wise man knows he knows nothing, but a fool thinks he knows everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's impossible to know everything. Just be a sponge. The worst that can happen is you learn something new. So just soak it in.
And that's the worst that could happen is you learn something new. You know what I mean? So all right, so now we started business, man, and like for me, I started my first business was Photo Booth Stars.
Oh, cool.
And we did everything in event photography, event coverage, media coverage in the event space, from supplying photo booth rentals and photography, video and stuff like that. And I had a grand idea, but once I started it and I was doing this full time. And reality hit, and it was like, man, I got to do accounting, I got to do bookkeeping, there's a lot of different things that hit me. And then on top of that, what I understood is that like lead generating and keeping up with those leads and building those relationships is like, I want to take pictures, but the work is really the connections and the relationships. So like my idea of like what I thought the business was going to be was not actually, once I got in there, I was like, oh, I adjusted.
Yeah.
But it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
How was it for you in that first year, 2 years when you started that business? Was that idea exactly the reality of what you thought it was going to be?
Oh, man. So I'm going to start off by saying this. Only 5% of lawyers are black.
Wow.
5%. So you're already small in number. And then you got to think, what percentage of lawyers actually own their own firm?
Wow.
And then you got to, then I ask myself the question, who am I going to talk to about this? You know, I'm starting a firm, so who can be my mentor now? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because as far as connections and stuff, going to HBCU Law School, of course, having some great connections out there as well. And definitely some mentors were developed through that school as well, FAMU. But just being down here in South Florida, very Hispanic-dominated, white-dominated, it just didn't feel like I had too many places to turn to, like, you know, more direct communication. But there's a lot of things I had to figure out on my own. I had to, you know, inadvertently make some people my mentors. They didn't even know, but I was soaking up some game from them. But it was definitely difficult starting off. Just had to really make things happen. Attorneys have this rule. You know, we have a code of ethics. We're not supposed to solicit clients. It's called solicitation. So we can't just go to a business and say, hey, I want to be your lawyer. You know what I'm saying? That's unethical, a bad thing for us. We get reported for that. You know, so advertising is a little bit different for us. So I thought, let me put some more energy into Instagram, Facebook, a website, so on and so forth. And that generated some more buzz. You know what I'm saying? Some people started, you know, viewing my website, X, Y, and Z, liking some posts, but that didn't convert into clientele because I realized, you know, different areas of law are pretty much like different businesses. So I'm a corporate attorney. Who's going to hire somebody to represent their business through Instagram? That's rarely going to happen. But if you get into a car accident, you really might hire that person on IG. You're going through a divorce, family law situation, you might hire that person from IG because it's a little more widespread. But business ownership is a very specific animal, you know what I'm saying, specific type of people. And they really want to be more tangible. So, like, once I realized that was the game, I started to insert myself into events and places where there are business owners. And a lot of times, I was the only attorney in the room. So I'm the only attorney in the room handing out cards like, wow, I'm valuable here. You know what I'm saying? That's how I generated a lot of clientele, generated a lot of leads, generated a lot of, created a lot of new networks or curated a lot of new networks. And just being around other business owners because those are my clientele and I'm a business owner myself. You know what I'm saying? So that
goes right into what we were talking about when we talk about advertising and marketing yourself. A lot of times when we think about advertising and marketing yourself, a lot of people just think about like online campaigns and like running online campaigns, but actually marketing yourself is just showing up at these different events, being on these panels. I remember seeing you at these different panels and presenting yourself. That's the marketing itself, showing up.
I want to say two things. So like with the panel, anything that you do, whether it be photography, content creation, lawyer, doctor, accountant, you could sell cookies. If you can speak about your level, your area of expertise, and people see that, that's probably ultimate marketing right there. This person knows what they're talking about, and it makes sense. And you do that, like, let's say at a panel or even a podcast or whatever the case may be, people buy into that. Second thing, too, a lot of quote-unquote professionals would invest the money into the social media marketing depending on what they do and the different specifications of what they do. But likes don't equal dollars. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people that have hundreds of thousands of likes. They don't got hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So where are you investing your money into? You know, so just get good at your craft. If you have a good product, just being a business attorney, seeing a lot of different variety of businesses. If you have a good product and you provide a good service, it's almost going to sell itself. And then you add the layer of marketing, and then you add your personal brand to it. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then you add it on. Some people stray away from the actual base of what their thing actually is, the goods or the service that they provide. But at least in my space, word of mouth is king. Connecting with other lawyers, connecting with other professionals, because everything's a business. Everything. You know, you spend money on it, it's a business. End of the day, whether from candy to a T-shirt to houses to paintings, whatever it is, it's a business. So just connecting with a variety of people who can plug me into different spaces. You know, so that's how I went about it.
And then like even like for like say for instance how you're saying that you can't even solicit, you can't even like say for instance like promote yourself like every other business can, right? So you have to build those kind of like those relationships and just like show up at these different networking events.
Yeah.
And being in the room and just like presenting yourself. That's your billboard is when you're in person.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Like literally, like you gotta just like show up and like
probably attest
present.
to it. You see me about once a week.
Yeah.
I always got, you know what I'm saying? I'm the billboard, so I got white, gray, and black, and probably got like 4 of each. You know what I'm saying? I have a shout out to Roger Notario of Apollo's Council. Every time I see this dude, he had a polo with his logo on it. Like, why does he do that? And I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why not? So you're your walking billboard, whether you're speaking, whether even from what you're wearing, and even the places that you be in. You know what I'm saying? You're a billboard for your business. So it's you got to keep that in mind at all times as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's get into it, man. So what's some of the advice that you would give to a business that, or what not even advice, what are some of the main mistakes that you see when an entrepreneur they didn't, or somebody that done seen Garry V or some of these people speaking on Instagram and they say I'm an entrepreneur and I'm gonna quit my job now I'm a chef. I'm a chef. I know how to cook. I know how to make the best peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So I'm gonna start my own. I'm gonna start my own kitchen and making the best peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm gonna start this food trucks selling all types of peanut butter and jellies. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. What's some of the like the top 3 mistakes that you see these people that just get that itch to become an entrepreneur do when they start their business? I'm
gonna quote Garry V on this one because Garry V got me through a lot. You know what I'm saying? When I started off, as far as his mindset, his voice is my subconscious. You know what I'm saying? But number one thing, patience. People don't have patience, and that's when you mess up. You want to win now. When you want to win right now, it's not for you. You want to win now to impress your mom, to impress your best friend, to impress the dude down the block, to impress this woman. That's why you want to run. You want to get the car now. You want to get the business now. You want to get it now. You want to get the money. And the thing is, when you have that mindset, you become prey. You're not a predator anymore. You become prey. So anybody who dangles any type of opportunity in front of your face, you're going to take it because you want it now. And that opportunity could set you up for so much failure or put you in the negative, you know what I'm saying, because you want it now. You just got to be patient. And
the power of no.
Oh, yes.
The power of no and the power of having an expertise in one area. You don't have to take on every single job.
Yeah. You don't have to take on every job, and you don't have to take on jobs that put you outside of what you want to do. I myself, I'm a business attorney. Somebody comes to me and say, hey, I have a divorce going on. I have to say no to that. That's not what I do. You know what I'm saying? Or even a chef who does peanut butter jelly sandwiches, can you cook this 4-course meal for Thanksgiving? No, that's not what I do, because what's going to happen? You're going to do something outside of your realm. It's going to be bad. You're going to mess up your brand. It's going to mess up the things that you actually want to do. You know what I'm saying? If I mishandle a family law case, who's going to come to me for a business law case anymore? And that's what I actually want to do. Oh, he's a bad lawyer. This person's a bad chef.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? So stick to what you do. And that goes back to patience as well, because you want it now. It's all about the money for you. You're ready to hop on it, and then before you know it, you ruined your reputation, and or you even slow down your journey, because now you're in a space where you didn't want to be in. You can't grow, and here's the worst thing too, especially with attorneys. Let's say I'm a corporate attorney. Somebody comes with a criminal defense case. Let's say I do well on it. What's gonna happen? They're gonna come to me with more criminal defense cases. Now I don't even have time to practice what I want to practice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta just be patient. Patience is definitely key, and just sticking to your guns and having the integrity to say no as well. I know money is always pressure, but if that's what your dream is, in any entrepreneur I've seen that's successful, it's never about the money. Yeah, it's about the dream. Yeah, that's what it's about. For me, it's about being the best business attorney, corporate attorney ever. That's all it's about. That's all it's gonna be about. End of the day. So having integrity with your dream and integrity with what you do. I would say the second mistake, handshakes. So many people get into agreements off of a handshake. You did not write it down. There's no contract. But I thought we agreed to this. I thought we said this. I thought we said that. Before you know it, they finesse you out of some money. Before you know it, they finesse you out of your time, your efforts, your energy. So always get things in writing, and that's where the lawyers come in to let you know how to do things correctly. I've seen wild stuff. I've seen $200,000 worth of business all over a conversation.
Wow.
No contract.
Wow.
No nothing. But then the other person doesn't fall through, but you already gave them the money.
Wow.
So it's as an attorney, there's some things we can do to help you, but contract is king, word is king. So if you have a contract, you can't really dispute. You signed it.
Yeah.
But if he said, she said, you said,
yeah.
What am I doing? We just gonna go to court and say he said this and you said that, and then we just hope hope something happens. So
we got to have some type of agreement in writing, and before we go on to actually creating this content, this photograph, this video that you want, please just sign it for us so that way we can move forward. I don't even want to take any money. Like these are things that I've even just by having discussions with you and us going through different things and you advising me and stuff like that, right? And it's like just being firm on that, right? And just like before we hurry up and get to work, let's just sign this agreement. Let's lay out exactly what we're gonna be doing, what you're gonna be what's gonna be delivered to you after everything is done, and let's sign off on that.
Yeah. And it sets the expectations for both sides. Yeah. What do you expect out of this? What do I expect out of this? What do you expect me to do? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have that in writing, and then somebody falls below your expectations, how are you going to prove what your expectations were? So get it in writing, man. Get them contracts drafted up.
Facts. One more. Give me one more.
One more. Damn, I think I had one. I just lost it. One more thing that entrepreneurs mess up on early on. Marketing budget.
Wow.
So
you gonna help me out after this. They gonna be calling Content Factory. Yo, RJ, I need you, brother.
Call up Content Factory because you have this business idea. Let's say you're making the money. The only way to scale your business is if more people know about your business. That's communication. I'm a good lawyer. We use the chef example. People are good at managing yachts. People are good at managing a restaurant. People are good at a million different things, but you're not good at marketing. You don't have to wear, and I guess this ties into another thing we're going to put into one anyway. You don't have to wear every hat in your business, right? If you wear every hat in your business, you're going to be burnt out. You're never going to stop moving. You can delegate tasks to different people. I didn't build my website. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the process server for my clients. I don't send things out. I got somebody for that, and so on and so forth. So delegate things, but marketing is huge because that's how the public communicates with your business and vice versa. So if you have somebody who knows what they're doing, knows how to do it at a high level, like Content Factory, like RJ, 1,000%, set some money aside. Even if it's not $1 billion, set something aside over time so that way you can make that market push the correct way and grow your business and take it to that next level. And that's really the difference between so many different businesses. Just that one little thing, a marketing budget. That's all.
Yeah. A lot of times they just be like, oh, yeah, we just going to start this business. We're going to be doing it. But you don't have no way of communicating exactly what you're serving, what you're doing, your culture, your company culture, who you're serving. Like, you got to have some type of marketing budget. And a lot of times, even when I ask somebody about their budget, they'll say, oh, I don't do budgets, or I don't have a budget, or it's like, okay, so that just lets me know that either I got to educate you or we're just not going to be a good fit, because if you don't do budgets, what are we talking about?
Exactly. Because like you don't even know how much money you're going to spend. And marketing isn't just a one-time thing. It's just some upkeep. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know you have these multi-layered and leveled strategies for your clients. Yeah. And it's not just, okay, we did one Instagram post, okay, we did one commercial, but how do you create that presence in these different spaces.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where the budget comes in. So you know what your client got to work with, you know what you can do, and you just take it from there.
Yeah,
You know?
and having that consistency. Once you have a budget, you know exactly, no matter what. Because with marketing is the first part of a business, right? And when we talk about business, right, and I look at it like this, right? The umbrella to me is the value creation.
Okay.
Like having that value creation. So first defining what that value that you're bringing to the marketplace.
Yeah.
What is that value that you bring into the marketplace? What is that? That's the umbrella.
Yeah.
Right? And then from there, you start at the first tier, which is marketing.
Yeah.
Because marketing is how you tell the world. That's how you put the messaging to the world of like what the value that you're bringing to the marketplace. That's how they know what you're bringing to the marketplace, right? Yeah. And then after they market, they know about what you're doing, and then they purchase. That's when we go into sales. Yeah. That's when they contact you.
Exactly.
And that's when they reach out to you for your services. That's when we go into the sales process. That's marketing is its own world, its own system. Yeah. Right? And then you go into the sales process. Our job is to bring you to describe your value that you give into the marketplace as best as possible. Yeah. Right? And then once we do that, we connect you with your audience. That scared me, boy. Yeah, so like once we do that and we connect that with your audience, and now it's upon you to have a solid sales process in order to, you know, take them from hey, hello to them buying and working with you. Exactly. You know, and then from sales, it's like, okay, once the sales is done and they sign that contract, you send that invoice over, whatever your process is, you should have your own process, right? And then once you go from there, it's like you have to go into the operations. Yeah. So because you have to deliver on that sales. Exactly. You have to deliver. The operations is whatever that process is, delivering the operations. If it's an e-commerce, you're just shipping the thing off, right? Yeah. Every business is different operations, right? And then after operations, we go into finance. Exactly. Right? And that's the last tier. Where's the finance? That's where you go into bookkeeping. Exactly. That's when you know what I mean? That's the taxes. That's your CPA. That's your that's the overall. That's how I look at. That's how I look at business, and that's how I educate anybody that's working with us. Like, so what is your offer? That's the value creation. I have to know your offer and who you're selling it to, and your audience.
And that's one thing you mentioned just as far as the finances. Money is the lifeblood of your business. Bottom line. Yeah. If you're not making money, you don't got a business. Yeah. So you need to learn, and this is, you said the dream team as far as an attorney and an accountant, you need to learn what money is. Because a lot of times we have an emotional attachment to money. You know, a lot of us growing up, we hear our, you know, people that raised us complain about money and X, Y, and Z. So we had this adverse or mystified concept of money. But money is very logical. 1 + 1 is 2. If I got two $20 bills, I have $40. That is all. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So this costs this much, this costs that much. It's not a complicated thing. However, people don't plan. That's when it becomes complicated. So first thing I talk about anybody who's starting a business, talk about their tax structure. We got to pay Uncle Sam no matter what. He's going to come around Easter time. He's going to come to eat, and you better have enough food to feed him. Yeah. Because if not, you know what I'm saying, he gets complicated very fast. Oh yeah. You know, so, and I joke all the time with my clients, you know, if you got a problem with Uncle Sam, don't call me. I don't fight him. I don't fight him at all.
You don't want to mess with him.
But when it comes down to it, do some tax planning, right? So what is your actual entity structure, whether you're a partnership, corporation, an LLC, or any right, or even a business trust, and whatever entity that you are, do some tax planning. So that way you know how much or what percentage you're gonna have to pay to Uncle Sam, so you can plan for that. So as I'm making money, I know how much to keep away for tax time. You know what I'm saying? Or even with them, how do we avoid tax? You know what I'm saying? As far as avoiding tax sounds like a bad thing. I'm just gonna say, how do we mitigate tax mitigation strategies, right? So if we spend money on this particular vehicle for the business, would that lessen our tax liability? If we spend money on marketing, because marketing in itself is a tax deduction. If we spend money on our attorney, on our accountant, on travel expenses, right? Where do we allocate funds to decrease our tax bill? You know what I'm saying? So those are different tax mitigation strategies we got to talk about in order to get our finances straight. because a lot of times people underreport. They could have made 100,000 for the year, but they'll say, you know what, I probably made 40, 50,000 just so I could pay less in tax. But when you underreport, what happens when you want to buy a house? You need your tax returns.
Yeah.
What happens when you buy equipment or vehicle for the business or for yourself? You need your tax returns.
Yeah.
What happens if you have a good lawyer like myself, you're going to do business with another business on a high level, I'm going to need those last 3 years tax returns. I'm not going to have my client do business with somebody who's not making money.
Yeah.
But you're going to say, well, I am making money. I just kind of, play with the taxes. I say, you can't prove that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't going
Yeah.
get into your business, but
Yeah.
you can't prove that you're making money, so we can't do business with you. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
So there's ways to make the money, report accurately, and still pay less in taxes. That's what you got to talk to your accountant about, as far as tax structures, to keep your business going and save some money over time.
Yeah, and actually, one of the first persons that put me up on that was Nipsey Hussle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, man, pay some taxes. So a lot of people want to take those losses every year. Like, I took a loss so that they don't have to pay taxes. Like, okay, well, you're going to take losses for the next 5-10 years? And then what are you going to show when you come to a bank, or what are you going to show when you go try to, like you said, buy a house or something? You're going to be like, okay, you've been taking a loss for the last five years.
Great example, PPP.
Yeah.
That was that period of time was the greatest wealth transfer in American history. Government literally just giving businesses money. I was helping so many people do PPP applications accurately. No fraud around here. I know in South Florida, but a lot of businesses were coming to me and they were showing that they were taking like, but Gary, I made the money. I promise. You can't show me that you made the money.
Yeah.
So you can't get the PPP loan.
Yeah.
Nothing to do.
Yeah.
So when there's opportunities coming up, just because you didn't have your accounting in order, you missed out on your opportunity. So get into a habit of it now, in order to keep your business going. When something does happen, whether it be a grant, a loan, or any other opportunity, your affairs are already in order. You know what I'm saying? You can just keep going and make even more money. So you're trying to skimp out on paying a couple $1,000s, you finesse yourself out of a couple $100,000. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind when you're pushing your business.
Nah, for sure. So yeah, man. So like, I want to keep it with jab hook. So with that being said, and we know the mistakes that some of the people that usually, what would you say is like for someone that's looking to start a business? What is some of the advice? What's the three advice you would say?
Number one, tax structure, as we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Get that done first.
Yeah.
Off the rip. All times, all day, every day. Tax structure. I'm going to say it one more time, tax structure. Get your tax structure done. Understand what it is. Understand how to move and finesse with your tax structure, because a C Corp has a different rule than an S Corp. So you need to know what those rules are and how to spend your money. So you can do the tax planning on that. Number two, get what we call a governing document. So with a partnership, get a partnership agreement. With an LLC, get an operating agreement. With a corporation, get a set of bylaws, right? That will determine a lot of different things in your business, especially if you're working with more than one person, right? So if you already have an agreement with somebody else, let's say you have two people in an LLC, you guys understand when you get paid as far as distributions, who's responsible for what, who's liable for what, and who's going to be handling finances, who's going to be handling the tax matters, so on and so forth. And who is the biggest thing as well, who contributed what, right? So this person came in with $10,000, this person came in with no money, but they're contributing the time and the effort. That needs to be documented. So when something does come up, if you guys got to split, you can split things relatively evenly. But having those things in writing, getting a governing document helps avoid a lot of different arguments and altercations as well. Because a lot of times people go into business with their brother, their college roommate, their girlfriend, their husband, so on and so forth. So they think everything's good. We don't need an agreement until something happens. Yeah. And the agreement ain't there just in case y'all mess up. The agreement's there so when y'all do have an argument, you can point to the agreement and everybody's on the same page, right? And that's the crux of it. The third thing is access to capital, right? So you need money to start your business. What can you do to actually get the money to start your business? A lot of people use credit cards, different loans. SBA is a really great source, even a business loan as well, or even saving money and then starting up. So find a way to get that money, plan with it, and even if you don't have the money, find a way. Even if you have to work that transition from that 9 to 5 to that entrepreneurship. How long do I have to work to save what I need to save to get started on any scale? You know what I'm saying? I say start as small a scale as possible and build up. You know, if you don't have the funds, start as small as you can, and then, but as long as it's going, it's going to get somewhere.
Yeah,
You know? So
yes,
that's what it is.
Work that job, man. I worked at the hospital for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was rough.
Yeah, hey, but
I saved up.
You know what I'm saying?
I saved up. I saved up.
Yeah,
And I think I jumped.
yeah.
With I think I had like 10,000 or
Hey.
7 in the savings, between 7 and 10
Let me tell you.
in the savings, and I jumped with it.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm rocking with you, Father. I'm rocking with you, and this what we gonna do.
Yeah,
We gonna grind. I'm gonna put my heart into it.
yeah, yeah.
And that's it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm gonna put my heart into it, and that's why I'm so passionate about what I do, because
Yeah.
it's my time.
Yeah.
I can never get my time back.
Exactly.
So I just want to make sure that whenever I'm stepping with like someone that's serious about their business as well, because it's my time. I can't never get that back.
I post on IG a lot about business ownership,
Mm-hmm.
and anytime you're passionate about something, you're gonna have somebody on the opposite side of it, right?
Oh yeah.
A lot of people tell me I'm bashing 9 to 5 people, which is crazy because I never mentioned 9 to 5 people. I only talk about business owners.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? I got no problem with 9 to 5 people.
Yeah.
But that transition, what you said, is huge. You're a 9 to 5. How do I get to be an entrepreneur?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm 9 to 5. I save enough money. When do I leave my job? The answer is up to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people 9 to 5, and they put 5 hours a week, turns to 10 hours a week, turns to 30 hours a week into the entrepreneurship. Then it gets to a point like, hey, boss, I might want to go part time. You know, you can actually phase out, you know, of your job. Or some people quit, you know, just all together. But if you're gonna do it all together in one stroke, have enough money to pay your bills for however long you're going to give, I suggest 3 to 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Give your business a chance to, you know, to produce some income. And just really put
I ain't
your
have
all
enough
into it.
money to make it through 3 months. That first month, I was like, oh,
But Matt, you
I
say
ain't got enough.
you don't say 7 to 10K. That's 7 to 10K more than a lot of people save. You know what I'm
Yeah,
sayin
yeah,
general, let alone the
yeah.
startup business in general. You know,
Once I bought that first photo booth, I'm like, oh, I'm done.
But now it better work though, right? Now it better work.
It better work.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
Yeah.
I was outside, bro. Now
Yeah.
you see me at all the events.
Yeah,
man. You
yeah,
see me, bro.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and literally, like, I would go out and work for free just
Yeah.
to build rapport and relationships.
Yeah.
I go everywhere and
Yeah.
just like build those relationships
That's-
because I didn't necessarily had it, and we was gonna make it happen.
Yeah, yeah,
That's it.
that's all.
You know, so I'm thankful that we made it and we here.
Yeah, yeah. Because you're in a position where you have to succeed. Most of the time, you're going to succeed because you're going to find a way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everybody you need to go out there with no safety net, but it's a different mentality when you have no other option. You know what I'm saying? You make things happen. You take time and care and effort into what you do because there's no alternative. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself in a place where there's no alternative. I don't recommend that for everybody because everybody doesn't have that mindset.
Tenacity.
You know what I'm saying? Tenacity and the fortitude to push through.
Yeah.
But it's
And that faith and that prayer.
yeah, and that's
And that support.
that's
You have to have support and people that believe in you
1,000
because you don't want to be in a negative environment.
In psychology, I believe if you and at least one other person believe in yourself to do something, it's more likely to happen.
Yeah.
You know, so if you do have that community, lean on them and they'll prop you up. But you also got to produce. You got to have results.
Mm-hmm.
And quickly to speak on this, imposter syndrome. You know, so a lot of times entrepreneurs that go out there, they're probably the first entrepreneur that they know of, or, you know, first in family, whatever the case may be. And sometimes they feel like they can't believe that they could do it. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they're an imposter. But that's all a lie.
Mm-hmm.
The cure for imposter syndrome is a body of work. Once you actually, your photography, once you actually take the pictures and you get paid for it. Once I actually get the cases, get the clientele, get paid for, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually doing what I set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an imposter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So lean into your body of work and just continue to know that, hey, I am making the production. I'm going to, even with that, I'm going to get better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So continue to strive and go through that. But if you feel that imposter syndrome, just look at what you've done, because you're doing it.
Yeah. Even if you're not getting booked for that job, you go out there and you work for free. So if I wanted to build myself as an event photographer, I go out to every city event. I look at every city. You go online, Google a city, and then you look at all of their events, and you go and cover the events, and then you build a portfolio. So that way you have an event photography portfolio.
Exactly what I spoke to. You find a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
Even if you got work for free, because you know you need the portfolio to get the bigger jobs. You find a way. Now, if somebody was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, they never even thought to do that. The same way you're searching for every city event and like, damn, why Garrett at all the events? When I was working, when I started off my first full year anyway, I was on Eventbrite every other day. I just typed in business events. Wynwood, South Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Deerfield, Weston, West Palm Beach, wherever. You name the city, I've been there. And I met so many different people. Just go outside. Your clients are not going to kick your door in and say, hey, hire, I'm going to hire you. You know what I'm saying? So you do have that communication piece as far as social media and websites, things of that nature. But when you're out in the community, especially in your own community, whatever industry that you're in, it's a community.
Yeah.
When you're in that community with the clientele that needs you, it's a different level, man. And you got to put yourself out there. But you got to be hungry to do that, because everybody ain't going to do that.
You got to be hungry and focused. So you don't want to, so if you want to work with newborn babies, only take pictures of newborn babies.
Yeah.
If you want to do events, focus on events.
Yeah.
If say for instance, if you just want to focus on working with healthcare providers, healthcare, people in that healthcare industry, medical providers and stuff like that, go out and work with only medical providers.
Exactly.
Go to their office and say, hey, I'm gonna work for free. I'm gonna take some pictures for you for free. I'm gonna be in here taking pictures for you for free. And that's how you build that portfolio.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get a list of 5, 10, 20 people, and you just go down that list. Yeah. Show up in their office, bring some donuts.
Yeah.
Bring some coffee. And say, hello.
I'm
here.
make it happen. Make it happen. And then you coming in with a body of work that you can show people, I know what I'm doing. This is my production. And then you leverage that to the next opportunity.
Exactly.
And I tell people,
with that focus in that one niche.
Exactly. And what I tell people as well, if you can get one client, you can get two. If you get two, you can get four. You can get four, you can get 8. If you can get 8, you can get 16.
Oh yeah.
If you get 16, you get on going with it. But the thing is, you gotta get one.
Yeah.
It all starts with one. So that means you have to start. That means you gotta take that first step. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta take it.
And
no pun intended.
And a lot of times it's like jumping off a cliff, but then finding out that you got wings. You know what I'm saying?
That's that confidence builder. Because once you get that first client, and you provide a service, and they appreciate the value and time that you put into it, it then builds your confidence.
Yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
They believe in me.
Yeah.
they gave me money to do what I do. You know, and it's just it's a different feeling as opposed to that 9 to 5. Of course, you put in your time and you punch your clock in and you get your check. It's a different feeling when if you don't move, you don't get paid. It's a different feeling when you make a move and you get paid from the move. It's just a different feeling, a different level of pride you have in yourself, a different mentality. You know what I'm saying? I can go outside and I can hunt something, and I can eat off of that. It's a different mentality, and you only become a better and better hunter over time. That's the beauty of it, if you put the effort into it. You know what I'm saying? So it's great.
These are facts, man. Choose to Create podcast. You know what we do here. We talk everything business. We talk about with entrepreneurs. We got my brother here, Garry Louima, in the building. First, that legal advice. You got to make sure you reach out to him and build that dream team if you want to take those steps. My mother and my father always told me, man, surround yourself with good advisors.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with good advisors.
Love it.
Then you make a move. I don't make any decision or any move until I talk to an advisor. And if I need to get my car fixed, I'm not talking to a roofer.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to a mechanic.
There it is.
If I want to start my business, I'm not talking to my homeboy that got a got a restaurant or whatever kind of business he has, I'm gonna go to a business lawyer.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
So
And if you guys want to shoot me a follow, I'm on Instagram, firststep_legal. And I post content there, really just information, as far as what I do and different concepts in business to help business owners and just provide more information out there. Because I see a lot of times we just don't have the information. We don't know what to do. But just some good concepts on that on my page and just help you grow your business and understand what's going on.
definitely, man. I appreciate you being on with me,
Definitely.
man.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all stay tuned, man. Peace.